This time of year does tend to bring out the financials, and Nvidia have joined the many companies releasing their profits and all that good stuff, and they have announced their earnings for Q1 2016, which is actually financial year 2017, because financial years just have to be really confusing, and they made $1.3 billion in that period, which is an increase of 13% from the previous year, but a 7% decrease from the previous quarter. And further, according to Nvidia, their revenue grew 13% compared to 2015 or financial year 2016, in which they reported a revenue of $1.15 billion during the first quarter. And they also reported big increases in revenue for all their business segments. For example, the GPU business was up 15% compared to financial year 16, and Tegra was up 10% compared to the same period. The GPU business reported a revenue of $1.07 billion, which is compared to $940 million in Q1 financial year 16, and Tegra reported a revenue of $160 million in the quarter. However, when you look at certain markets by revenue, the gaming business side saw a decline to $687 million US compared to $810 million in the last quarter. This was put down to poor performance of PC markets in general during the quarter, as well as discrete graphics cards based on a 28nm weren't the attraction they used to be in 2015. However, the professional business side also saw revenue fall to $189 million compared to $203 million in the previous quarter. However, markets aside from these two perform well, with data center and auto reporting a big revenue gain. However, Nvidia of course have the upcoming Pascal GPU, which is undoubtedly going to push their GPU market and of course their gaming market up. And I do have a bit of a statement here from Jensen Huang, co-founder and chief executive officer over at Nvidia. And he said, quote, "Our new Pascal GPU architecture will give a giant boost to deep learning, gaming and VR. We are excited to bring a new wave of innovations to the markets we serve. Pascal processors are in full production and will be available later this month." So there you have it, a slight decline for Nvidia, but they're undoubtedly looking to the future with some big named hardware coming out in the PC gaming space, and of course their other markets continue to do well despite the slight decline in gaming, so I'm sure they're not overly concerned. But overall, a mixed bag for Nvidia, but as I keep saying, Pascal's coming out soon, and if it's the thing we all hope it is, then we might see that increase and a very different report for the next financial quarter or even financial year. That is me done for this video, but thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.